This is Sad Boy Radio.
What's
going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sad Boy Radio, final episode of the year. Today, we got a familiar guest. I know you're tired of seeing him, but I felt like it was the only way to end the year right. Someone that I've done a lot of work with this year and somebody that's watched every single podcast. And go ahead and introduce yourself for the people that don't know you.
What's up, everybody? I'm Vicky the producer. I prefer to go by Vic, CEO, Blue Door Studios, also the cameraman for SBR, audio guy as well. Producer, engineer, songwriter as well, jack of all trades.
Does it all. He really does it all. Before we get into it, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Like the video. There you go. All right, so getting into it, right? The new year, bro. New chapters. A lot of shit has happened this year. And I just kind of took a deep dive into, like, this past year, every single episode, taking a look at, like, where I was in life at the time, my mental state. And I'm like, damn, I went through a lot. But this podcast definitely kept me sane, which I didn't think. I didn't think that was happening at the time. I was like, oh, I'm just doing a podcast. It's whatever, like, chilling, straight, like, vibing every week. No, this podcast kept me sane.
Yeah, it's like, because, when you get into a routine of doing things, then it's kind of like you get stability, and I feel like that this podcast definitely helped me with that too, because like every Wednesday it's like working on my craft essentially. And we were just talking about how from episode 1 we watched to now, and like just the difference in how the setup is and just, how we record things. And there's even more changes coming now, so behind the scenes that the people don't even see, so.
Definitely a lot of changes. I feel like we should definitely give Vic his flowers. Let him show what he's done this year. Because honestly, bro, without Vic, we wouldn't be here. Sad Boys for real wouldn't exist. Sad Boy Radio, Thank you. I really appreciate it, honestly. Man, just to think that this year started off with, literally us hanging out for real like the first time.
Yeah.
Prior to 2021, me and Vic had seen each other one time. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and hand it off to Vic. Vic's going to ask the questions. I do have a couple points that I'll touch on a little bit later, but yeah. So let's go ahead, Vic. Let's recap the year. Go ahead. Ask me what questions you got.
So my first question for you is, if you had to pick one, which one is your favorite SBR episode?
Man, I went through all of them yesterday, and I was trying to figure out where I was at each time of my life, what mental state I was in, why I was so hurt, why I was trying to be so toxic all the time. I have to pick one. I got like a top 3.
All right.
Oh, man, is it record? Like, to record? Like, which ones did I like to record? Which ones do I feel came out the best?
Your favorite, motherfucker?
My favorite to record and to put out was definitely the one with Mia, Bad Endings and Fresh Starts. I felt like she really understood the topic. I felt like we both really understood each other in the sense that literally you have to go through something bad in order to realize the good in something, but also when something's ending, it's like a new door is opening. I love to think about it like that because, man, a lot of bad happened this year, and then a lot of good happened this year, For all the bad that happened in the beginning of the year, I feel like it didn't slow me down at all for accomplishing what I wanted to accomplish. I would definitely put that one at the top. Are You the One with Protein Poppy? That one really opened my eyes more to, okay, what situations am I putting people in? What situations am I putting myself in? And how can I just grow from these experiences and be a better person? There's some topics that I liked that I don't feel like I expressed enough. I think the one that was the other one was Protein Poppy, was Did It Even Matter? With Did It Even Matter, I was talking to my friend the other day about it. It wasn't necessarily like, for those people who have watched it and didn't really understand the concept, it wasn't, I'm going to die at the end of the day because this shit didn't work out, or, man, I'm so hurt, like, I'm going to cry myself to sleep for the next month. It was never anything like that. It was more so like, man, do you ever think about me? And at the end of the day, do these memories have any impact on you, You just have a lot of different relationships with a lot of different people. And there's a lot of people that I barely remember, It has to be something triggering for me to really remember that I ever interacted with them. Whereas there's a lot of other people who, man, they fucking will always have a special place in my heart. It was just one of those moments like, damn, you you got that special place in my heart, but do I got that place in yours, you know? So that's what Did It Even Matter was really supposed to be about. I didn't do it perfect, but now you guys know.
That's deep.
Yeah, sad boys for real, right?
Sad boys for real.
I would say Did It Even Matter was up there, but if we gotta look at another one, Too Late with Christian. Too Late was another one of those where I realized what I had too late. Big Sean said it perfectly in that song Living Single, and I quoted it then. Good girl, right time, wrong place, wrong mind, or some shit. Something like that, right? Hit her line, wrong line, something like that. And that's the truth, you know. Sometimes you take somebody for granted. Sometimes you take the situations you had for granted. And finally you get your mind right. You know, shout out Aragon, get my mind right. Finally get your mind right. And it's not working out anymore. You know, the person has moved on. The person has realized that, like, damn, you treated me shitty. And honestly, I can 100% own up to that and say, yeah, I fucked up a couple good things. But, you know, sometimes you like that, you like to be toxic to yourself. So it'd be like that.
It'd be like that, apparently. That was really deep, what you said about that one with Protein Pop.
I think being able to express, you know, those thoughts, being able to express what's on your mind really does clear everything up. I never really had to deal with anxiety until this year when I was talking to Aragon a lot of the time, you know. I mentioned it, I'm like, man, I'm fucking anxious and I don't know why. Like, I don't know if anybody can really fucking understand it. And he's like, well, you know, I understand why I'm anxious. I'm like, well, I don't fucking understand why I'm anxious. And I think that episode was really eye-opening for me and just this whole year because I never felt that way. Like, I had felt that way, but I didn't know what to call it. Anxiety played a huge role. And, man, I have the list right here for those of you who might want to see. This is the list of every single SBR episode and what I went through. Just all those episodes, it really help me look back and say, hey, man, I've come a long way since then.
So did you ever get your answer as to why you were feeling so anxious all the time?
I don't think I ever did. I don't know when it went away, to be honest. I feel like there was a lot of personal stuff going on that I couldn't control. I think around that time was when my grandma was really sick. And I had all that shit going on. And then at work, I had a bunch of, you know, in and out with managers. That's definitely another thing that I've talked a lot about, but I don't think I really focused in on, like, the impact that has, you know, because it creates more stress. You know, you're dealing with new people all the time.
Right.
And not having that set routine, because even though, you know, I wasn't working often, I'd work like 2-3 days a week, it was still something that I'd have to go deal with every other day or some shit like that.
While being in school, too.
Yeah, being in school, focusing on the podcast. And it was just a lot. So not being able to necessarily control everything, I think that possibly that's where the anxiety stemmed from. Focus on yourself, do you, because fuck it, man.
You know, given everything that you've been through this year and like how we talked about, like just how the podcast has grown just in the production sense, where do you see the podcast going within the next year?
Well, we hit our first 100 subs this year. It started off as a personal project, right? When me and Vic first started talking about it, it was just like, hey, let's do these first 5 episodes. Maybe you'll renew it. Nah, fuck. But let's do these first 5 episodes. These are the ideas I have. What would fame do to you? What made you this way? Who am I? Toxic relationships. Does time heal all wounds? What would fame do to you, right? That all stemmed from, you know, us being artists. You know, what do we want out of life? And how far can we take our dreams and goals? And to think that that was an idea I had a year ago, literally a year ago, we made it a reality, and we're only moving farther up the ladder. All the artists I've interviewed this year, we'll start with, you know, the very first one, Cuyo, you know, aside from our inner circle, you know, Aragon, Checker Fred, Vic, Pyro, all those people, right? But now we're moving outside into people who aren't a part of Blue Door, aren't affiliated with the company. You know, you got Cuyo with a K, Renika, Sauce, Abel, Adam, Johnny Carter, Shy Nico, Piwa, Mia Alva, Nico Supremo, all those people, right?
And they're all from here too.
Yeah, all from Chicago. DJ Mayhem. There's way more. There's so much more. And sorry if I don't list you, but just all those people, you know, they don't have to come on the show. It's not like I tell them, like, I got you with a bill, I got you with 2 bills. Like, You know, it's nothing like that. They just like the concept of the podcast. Cadence, another one, sorry. I don't tell them about like money, like, yo, I'm gonna toss you this much money. No, it's nothing like that. They just like the concept of the podcast and they feel it because as artists they want to express themselves just as I want to express myself, and I give them the platform to come and talk about, you know, whatever's going on in their life. You know, my very first question whenever I ask an artist to come on, you know, send me some things that have been prevalent in your life. And I do that for the purpose of making the outline as relatable for them. To get back to the question, you know, where do I see this podcast going? You know, hopefully we don't just do 100 subscribers next year. Hopefully we do 1,000. And after that, we do 10,000, you know. It's only up, and I know that success takes time. So I've never really been one to focus on, you know, where are we going to be in a year? Where will we be in the next month, 2 months, 3 months? I like to focus on what we are able to control and what's coming close, right? We have a lot coming, you know, we have a lot fucking coming, and just for the new year, you guys will see soon. And that's just Sad Boy Radio, you know. We have so much more doing with Blue Door Studios, Sad Boy Radio, and just personal growth, man. Right now we're talking about professional as far as Sad Boy Radio, and we'll get into a little bit more of the personal growth, but man, Sad Boy Radio is definitely going to take off. Sad Boys for real. We definitely got some big things coming, and I really appreciate everybody that's come on. You guys didn't have to, but you did it, and man, we're going to push this to be big one day. I'm going to be interviewing Grammy artists.
It is good to have aspirations at that too, because it's kind of like a driving mechanism, you know. It's like, you know, this is about artists and, you know, how they feel, because, you know, in other interviews they're asked like all this other bullshit that don't matter, but because those big interviews, they don't have that for like the mainstream artists. So it's like for you to be able to like grow to that on the same premise that you founded this on, and to be able to get to reach that level of person and get under there, that's big for the podcast. It's big to see like how you can connect people from various walks of life.
Making the artists being seen as people. A lot of times they're seen as just clicks or somebody that you listen to. You know, there's real shit being said in the music that not everybody focuses on. You know, Miss Calls with me and Alva. I'm sure she got that from somewhere. 10 I See, Aragon, Get My Mind Right. The song by Adam and Abel, Peligrosa. All those songs, they've just, you know, they express something that they're going through at the time, a thought that they have on their mind. I think that's the great thing about music and the great thing about all the artists that have come on. You know, it's for the love of the game, you know, Johnny Carter, Shy Nico, just all of that, man. And the emotion that you can really put in as a producer as well, what you inject into the production and the beat. Just all those artists, they're fucking great people. I definitely got a lot of love for them, and you know, it's gonna sound cliche, but they'll have a special place in my heart taking part in the first year of SBR.
Are you still thinking of doing Sad Boy Radio adaptations?
Man, we got a lot of things coming as far as another series, video series, weekly episode series. That's not in the plans right now. I think that I have another project that's gonna definitely take over that. This project is gonna hit home a little more for a lot of other people. I don't know how big it'll be. I don't know how big the launch will be or if it'll even take off necessarily, but I think the emotion behind the project and what it's going to be is going to resonate with those people who would follow something like that. We're going to talk a little bit about me and the rundown of this year now. Sorry, Vic. You're just here. I appreciate it. Just the fact that like we've done this every week for almost a year now is like, damn. I don't know the word to describe it. I think that's the problem with
Crucial.
It's crucial, and it's also like
Consistency is key with anything.
But it's also mind-blowing to think that, you know, somebody that I never had a real connection with prior to this year has helped me so much and just provided me with that open space, you know. You know, I tell you thank you a lot, bro. I shout you out on the podcast every fucking week probably. But I still don't feel like I give you enough credit. I don't feel like I've given enough back. And I don't think you really understand, like, how important that is for me, because just the fact that you come here every week solely for the fact to help me out. I don't know too many people that would do that. So thank you once again. It all started on January, right? Showed up to the studio. I told the story multiple times. But at that time, I was also going through the 10th breakup with this one girl. January, fuck. my grandma passed. I think that stress on that time really opened up the door for this year and what this year would look like. Just like I said, when one door closes, another door opens, and a Sad Boy Radio, right? So Sad Boy Radio, my grandma passed away February. That's when I finally cut off that girl for real. Like, it was done. Like, I don't know if she watches this show ever. I don't know if she knows it exists. I haven't talked to her since February. I made a Sad Boy song that day. You know what it's called? It's called Ask Me Can I. I talked about it. And man, I feel like that was so stress relieving. I feel like that song really kicked off everything, because after that it was like, damn, all right, let's get things going. March is my 21st birthday. I had longer hair. I cut it because my grandma had always told me, she's like, man, you need to cut your hair. Yeah, at that time we knew she was sick, so when I walked in and she saw my hair was cut, she was like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe it, thank you. Like, she was thanking me for cutting my hair. I was like, damn, okay, like, I guess. So April is when I made the episode, The Drugs Are Talking and No One Is Listening. And that episode, you ever watch the movie Soul, the Pixar movie Soul? In the movie, he describes jazz as like, just, it comes out of you, right? And he starts playing and he loses himself and his soul gets lost. I feel like that was the first time where my thoughts really just took over, and I felt really connected to what I was saying, where, you know, I made this podcast, I'm 8 episodes in, and nobody has ever fucking asked me, like, you know, you good? Like, what's going on? I just think back to that time, and man, I had a lot going on, and I didn't necessarily have anyone to talk to. I had the platform, I had what was going on, and I would talk to the homies, but at the end of the day, it was really just on me, whatever was going on, right? I think that that's one of the most important things I want to take away from this year, is that I started this year with basically nobody. I was pretty much solo, working on whatever I had to work on, working towards finishing school, and I felt like I had one direction, pun intended. I felt like I had one direction. May comes around, and that's when I start hanging out with my group, my homies that I pop out with every week. Yeah, I'm grateful for them, man, because I really do take a look back at January, February, March, and look at how I was doing my own thing, and then I started popping out. That changed a lot, man. It really changed what was going on in my life, the way I was thinking, the goals I had, and the drive I had. I think a lot of shit has changed from then. Person I was in the beginning of the year, there's a lot of pieces of that person who remains the sad boy nature, right? Sad boy radio, going through all that shit all the time, just feeling like, yeah, I'm definitely on my own. That nature kicks in a lot, but at the same time, now that I'm at the end of the year, I reflect and I'm like, man, I got a lot of people around me that I genuinely feel like would do a lot for me. Man, there's been a lot this year, right? So for one, sorry to the people that were down for the cause, couldn't make it work. Sometimes there was just something missing. That goes back to the episode, something missing, right? Something's always missing. Yeah, something was just missing, and sorry about that. June, we're going to do a quick recap. June, my grandma passed away. Sad boys for real. That was the second one. Shout out to her for feeding me all the time back in the day. You got a special episode just for you, Letters to My Grandma. Make sure you go check it out. July, started interviewing new artists, life changes such as, you know, my manager is being switched out constantly. August, boat party. I don't remember that shit. Only remember an hour and a half. Was a great time. Oh man, August, old relationships, man. Oh man, that's where that Did It Even Matter episode came from. I saw this one girl. Sad part is I fucked that one up. That's the sad part. I fucked that one up, and I'm the one over here like, damn, I fucked up. Did it even matter to you? September, started school, my last semester of undergrad. I went to see Maluma. I got some merch. My friend bought me some merch, and that was a very good concert. Very memorable. All right, November, bad endings and fresh starts. Actually, you know what? November was a good month because that's when we started doing all of the podcasts with Mia, Adam, Johnny Carter. I definitely feel super grateful for November because that opened up such like a new door, to be honest, being able to do those podcasts with them. They had a lot of great recommendations, and just great people to know, great people to be around. I think that they gave me a second wind, another inspiration to keep on going and doing the podcast consistently, because I love it. I love doing this, but at the same time, like, it is energy draining. This is therapy, bro. You got to go every week. December, graduation. That milestone is crazy. It's a crazy one to think about because it comes up out of nowhere, and it's like one day, you got to be an adult. You're a grown-ass dude now. You have no direction in life after that. There's no way which way to go. Nobody tells you, like, you got to get up and go to work. Nobody tells you got to get up and go to school. It's just, that's what you do now. You just wake up one day and it's like, damn, it really happened. The first time I held the degree cover, I looked at it and I'm like, I didn't think I was going to care. I start smiling. I'm like, damn. I really did that. I didn't cheat.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't cheat for this one, so it felt good. That was just such a big milestone. And then my trip to Cali, it really made me want to be there one day. I've always talked about going to Cali one day, and we'll make it happen eventually. But yeah, Cali's super beautiful. I don't know, man. This whole year was just it's crazy, man. All the shit that's happened. I've talked to you so many times about it. Grandma passing, fucking boat party, graduating, meeting new groups of people, being in the club all the time, turning 21, new old relationships, breaking up relationships, having to tell a lot of people like, yo, like, I need to do me. This is what I got to focus on. The song Living Single by Big Sean. I've gone through the song multiple times. Oh, man, I just felt that song deep in my soul this year, man. Big Sean says on it, to the one girl guys who claim they don't need more, like my dude Henry, he married at 24. I'm like, why, dude? Why are you supposed to be with her longer than your ass been alive? He like, I used to think about that with my homies who had been with their girlfriends for a while, and I'm like, damn, bro, like, I'm out here, like, in the clubs every weekend doing some new shit, and you're, like, at home chilling by yourself or with your girl, and it's a huge contrast. And that's just one of the many things I've learned throughout 2021 is, like, man, everybody's got their own preference on how to live their life, right? And it's just, I think that I definitely needed to get that out of my system. Going back to song Wait, just throughout this whole year, it was a journey of figuring out myself and understanding my own triggers, understanding who I was, what I like, what I don't like, what I've accepted in past relationships. And everybody goes through that, right, at one point or another. But I feel like 2021 was just a super, super, super different year for me, a year for growth. And I've explained this to many people where I feel like I'm truly closing out a chapter of my life right now. Graduation in December, like I said, I lost both my grandmas this year. New manager, through the boat party, new businesses, new business opportunities. Turning 21, that's like the next big age milestone. So stuff like that, just all those different experiences coming together in 1 year. And I really pushed myself this year to finish school because I was like, you know what? For all the bad that happened, like, I need to make good happen for everybody, not just myself, but everybody else around me, right? There's just so many songs this year that really bring back memories. One song I did want to mention to you, I don't know if it makes you think of the boat, but it makes me think about the boat. By Huayna Rebota.
Oh, yeah. Of course it does.
That song just makes me think of the boat.
It was on the playlist that I made.
Yeah? Because there's this one video of me just fucking... I don't remember shit from the boat, but I do remember this video being taken and me just fucking vibing, bro. That song just takes me back to think about that. Like, man, we really made that happen, and all this music really does connect memories and pieces of our lives together. It's so crucial to the moments. It's crucial to who we are as people and what these songs mean to us. That's why Spotify puts together that Spotify 2021 rap. You take a look back and you really think about, damn, I was at this point in my life listening to this song so much. A couple songs that were on my list were like Canceled by Bryson Tiller, Heartbreak Anniversary, right? I was a little sad boy in the beginning of the year, Heartbreak Anniversary. Then we moved on to Living Single, where I just really felt connected to what he was saying. Like, man, I'm I'm out here chilling, I'm vibing, but at the same time, like that one girl that I could have made it work with, I'm the reason we ain't made it work. The lyric specifically is, you supposed to be with her longer than your ass been alive. He like, fuck it, we about to do therapy. At least when I hit the doctor, I'm carefree with no plan Bs. You probably never got tested and have that type of clarity. I'd rather live my life with that lifetime guarantee, but I'm down to hear the stories about what your hoes do. It's probably more entertaining than me talking about my wife down at Whole Foods, or how when I'm with her I feel whole too. Go ahead, keep living that life that you dudes know you too old to. Big Sean comes back from his perspective. Fuck it, I started laughing and pretend like I ain't listen, even though he's on target with everything I've been missing. The closest thing I had to that came in at 4 a.m. and out at 8 for work, and I'm the reason we ain't made it work. That's what makes it worse. Sad boys for real.
Sad boys for real.
At some point, I genuinely felt that line where, like I said, sorry to all the girls that, you really tried to make it work. You really did. I promise you. But I had my own shit to focus on. I had the podcast. I had a lot of shit going on personally, and it's nothing about you. I had to be out here doing my thing. And just like August Alsina, I'm not telling you to wait. Go do your thing. Go live your life. I'll be happy for you. But it be like that, bro. I can't do anything.
Sheesh.
Another song. Oh, Beware. Beware by Big Sean. I just really listened to the fucking lyric. The very first lyric, he says, the first verse, right? The chorus. When you said it was over, you shot right through my heart. Why you let these hoes tear what we had right apart? Ooh, I was so mad. I should have seen this coming right from the start. You should beware, beware, beware of a woman with a broken heart. I never really focused on that lyric of a woman with a broken heart. You know how they say hurt people hurt people. Shit, it's not just true for girls. It's true for dudes. Watch out for those dudes with broken hearts. We don't heal after our first heartbreak. But yeah, this song takes me back to a time where I was just going through it all the time. It was my song. Like, I tell a girl, like, girls only say I hate you to the guys that they love cause of Big Sean. Shout out Big Sean. I look back at all the music that I listened to in the beginning of the year, and I really honed in on like the sad boy aspect, right? The man, I'm so heartbroken. Like, damn, this shit hurt.
A lot of aventura.
I saw Aventura. I just think that I love the concept of love. I'm a hopeless romantic at heart, but at the same time, it's still toxic boy season all time, all day, every day, 24/7, twice on Sundays, 25/8. I look at the list of these songs and I just think about where I was in the beginning of the year and how I was really like down, I guess. You know what they say, it takes one person to fuck you up. The weird thing is I don't really feel like I was super down about that situation. What I feel like was going on was I love that music because it makes you think of like how you feel during those times, right? But at the same time, it wasn't necessarily being sad anymore. It was being ready to move on and being ready to start a new chapter. So that's why I feel like the ending of this year is really the beginning of a new chapter, letting go of the old, letting go of the past, letting go of all the hurt that had come with this year, and being able to, like I said, graduate and end the year on a high note, being able to end this year with 100 subscribers, all that shit, bro. Like, it just feels good to be ending on a high and going into the new year. It's like, damn, all right, like, on to new things. I look at Hawaii, a song by Maluma that's about a dude who sees his old girl posting on Instagram with her new man. That song doesn't make me think about being sad. It doesn't make me think about just that person that I was with. Like, definitely a super memorable time, and I'm so thankful for all the memories that keep on coming. And I think that I'm just in a completely different space from at the beginning of the year. That's what this podcast really is. I know it took us about an hour and 20 minutes to finally get to the point. New chapter, new beginning, new year. I don't got a title for this episode yet, but that's really what it is, man. Just closing out this year. So I did ask Vic to go ahead and select 3 songs from a playlist that was curated by Apple Music that wraps up my 2021. That was for the purpose of like being able to reflect on where I was during the time of those songs and when they were being played the most. So go ahead, Vic.
The first song that I had chose was Canceled by Bryson Tiller.
Canceled by Bryson Tiller.
I would also accept Let 'Em Know as a replacement since you talked about that.
Canceled What you say I'm canceled? Canceled comes from, I think, all the people that once again, all those girls, that were willing to put in all that time and effort, willing to put in a lot into a relationship, and I wasn't down for the cause. um, Canceled, but you say I'm canceled. That's what they're telling me now. I'm canceled. Like, they don't want me around, and it's cool. I'm sorry to all those people. I hope you're doing well, but gotta move on. Let them know, man. That's just on some toxic shit, bro. Yeah, man. Just let them know. I'm coming back for good. So let them know it's mine. Man. Just let them know. Once I'm back, just let them know.
Low key, that's probably one of my favorite songs. Like in first year of college, that's when I really got into like writing again, like writing lyrics and shit like that. And that was like a big influence for what I was writing. Anyways, my second song that I chose was La Droga by Bad Bunny.
I don't really feel like I played that song too much this year. I think that might have been at the very beginning of the year.
So what were you feeling then at the beginning of the year? That
Sad boys for real. 100% sad boy, cause I'm gonna do it immediately. Like I said, I was going through the fucking 10th breakup with the same fucking girl. Shout out that girl.
why 10 though? Like,
Why 10?
how come you didn't get to like the third or fourth and you're like, okay, you know what, maybe.
I'm exaggerating,
Oh, okay.
Honestly,
This guy.
she was there from my transition from high school to college. And then we didn't finally stop talking until like the beginning of this year, like the year I graduated. So it's still like, man, you didn't see it. You didn't see the fucking final product. You probably won't see this, but hey, you were important for a long time. Definitely shaped the way I viewed a lot of things. Definitely shaped the way this year went, and just my mindset and how I didn't wanna settle for anything. For all the bad that there was, for all the bad that this girl did, and for all those just fucking sad boy emotions I went through, bro. It's like, damn, I came out better for it. You fucked me up, but thank you.
And the third song that I chose was Hasta que Dios bendiga by Anuel AA and Bad Bunny.
I think I was listening to that right before the boat party, so I was hyping myself up for the boat party.
Because you already knew the theme.
Yeah, when God says, then bow boat bash. Shout out Blue Door Studios, Sad Boy Radio collaboration. That song was definitely really prevalent during that time.
You were just jamming out to it.
I was just jamming out to it, bro. Love Yourself by Justin Bieber. When I was going through it for the fucking 10th time, it was for all the times that you ran on my parade. It's just really bad singing. Let me do a little quick take, right? For all the times that you ran on my parade, and all the clubs you get in using my name. You think you broke my heart, oh girl, for goodness sake. You think I'm crying on my own, well I ain't. And I didn't want to write a song, 'cause I didn't want anyone thinking I still care, I don't. But you still hit my phone up, and baby I be moving on. And I think you should be something I don't want to hold back. Maybe you should know that my mama don't like you and she likes everyone. So
Okay.
for the most part, that song, that shit was felt. My mama don't like you, but she likes everyone.
I remember singing that song a little bit too. Yeah, it was definitely a catchy ass song.
Hold On was a song by Justin Bieber where the video is his wife or girlfriend is dying of cancer. I just need you to hold on, something like that, right? That song takes me back to March. Bieber dropped that album, and that's when a lot of shit was going on with my grandma, all the anxiety. Man, that shit was beating my ass. But Hold On was definitely a special place in my heart. Yeah, man, just all these songs I'm looking at right now. I think I want to leave off with Adios. Adios is a song by Eladio Carrion. I don't even really understand the song, but the emotion, Adios, medio te veo. That song was on replay when I first started coming here. It was winter nights, dark, snowing, and would just pull up, chill at the stew, and watch people work, man. That's where it all started. It all starts somewhere, and I think that this year really just has shown me, like, a lot of growth can happen in a year. Nothing is guaranteed, and if you just look at every single episode, man, you'll see it. You'll see the growth. All these different episodes show where I was. It was What Would Fame Do to You? What made you this way? Who am I? Toxic relationships. Does time heal all wounds? Purpose of life. The drugs are talking and nobody's listening. Remember me, talking about memories, and does that one person remember you? I realized I did that a little bit earlier. Then did it even matter? But whatever. True to self, remaining true to yourself. Shout out Kuyo. Why so negative? Letters to my grandmas. A lot of shit going on with my grandmas, obviously. Next steps in life. Figuring out what's gonna be next. Life happens so quick. You just want to leave your legacy, but how do you do it? Money is evil. Shout out Pyro. Risk It All, Sacrifice with Stephen Walsh. Shout out Stephen Walsh. Just talking about sacrifices, man. The song that immediately comes to mind is the song Light Up by Drake. I've been working 4 days, getting money both ways, dirty and clean. They say nobody's working as hard as you, and I brush it off, but it's probably true. While my closest friends out partying, I'm making the music that they party to. What makes you you? Man, you just got a lot of shit that impacts you from the day that you're born. And now we're here. Sad Boys for Real.
Sad Boys for Real.
What inspires you with Abel? Next was what are your milestones with Torah? What are your milestones, man? A lot of shit's going to happen throughout the year. And I felt at that time it was important to touch on it. Live in the moment with DJ Mayhem. Shout out DJ Mayhem. Yeah, just living in the moment. He's a DJ at clubs. So that definitely fit the theme. Living in the moment and just not always focusing on the past. Something we do here a lot. So letting go of all those negative emotions. Too late with Christian. Talked about it, man. Too late. Sorry. The struggle is real with Nico. I think that's when my anxiety went away. I really talked about that episode. I really talked about it with him and was like, yeah, man, anxiety be beating my fucking ass on the daily. Thank you. The thank you episode. Thank you to everybody that watches. First episode on season 2 or season 3. Forever changing with Jay Glizzy. Just growing into the roles that you have and growing into the person that you're gonna be. Are you the one with Protein Poppy? Are you the one? Are you really the one? What did you expect with Renika? Not being what people expect you to be, just being you. Love is complicated. Man, love is complicated. Love is definitely complicated. I've never been in a relationship where it was just fucking easy. Life ain't easy in your 20s. Adam Martinez. Man, just talking about the struggles of being in your 20s. Follow your dreams. With Shy Nico, not letting anybody tell you you can't do something. Bad endings and fresh starts. Mia Alva. Shout out Mia Alva, man. Shout out Nico. Shout out Adam Martinez. Shout out Abel. But Mia Alva, man. That was a special one. Just because, man, you just really connected with the topic and bad endings and fresh starts. You gotta get your heart broken to start something new, right? Life moves fast and it stops for no one. Johnny Carter. It really does stop for no one. This life shit don't stop. Even though I like I said, I wish I could chill for a minute. I wish I could just stop thinking, but this life shit don't stop. Did it even matter with Protein Poppy again? Oh man, did it even matter? Did it even matter?
Did it?
Still don't know. Did it? Bad Habits with Piwa. Shout out Piwa. Bad habits, man. They're a part of everybody, and you can't run away from them. You gotta accept them and learn how to live with them. And something is always missing with cadence. Something is always missing. All these topics, like I said in that video, I felt like something was missing in my life at the time. Peace, relationship, someone I used to be really close to. Something was always missing, and it's not anymore for the most part. It's not anymore. We come out to the close of the year, but something will be missing next year, so we'll have new topics.
Those are a lot of great topics too. Like just hearing like each one. I mean, it was enough to make you have like an entirely different like outline.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You really don't notice how much work goes into it or how different it was until you really take a back seat and look at it, and you're like, damn. We did a lot this year. Thank you to everybody that watches weekly. Thank you to everybody that subscribed. Thank you to Vic once again. Just everybody involved, man. Shout out to all those artists. And make sure you stream their music, man. We wouldn't be here without them, honestly, because we would have ran out of people. Obviously, Vic's on for the 4th time. Genuinely, I felt like there was no better person to have on this episode just because, we started with him. We're going to end the year with him, and you probably won't see him for another 2-3 years. Yeah, we covered a lot, and I still feel like we didn't even cover everything. But what I want to take away from this is take a step back. Look at everything that's happened this year. Look at all the good, all the bad, and you made it. You know, everybody persevered through another tough year. All that music that got you through this year, you know, look at each song and think about where you were at that time in your life. Think about all those lyrics that really connected with you and made you feel safe, made you feel heard, made you feel like there was another person that felt what you were feeling. You know, I'm not telling you to wait. Those were real words that I felt like I needed to tell somebody. You know, I'm not telling you to wait. You know, if you got to leave, go do what you got to do. You know, the living single. I'm the reason we ain't made it work. I understand that. I understand the flaws I had, and it is what it is. Just all that stuff. To close it out, we're going to go ahead and do a special item. Never got to do a special item, and I think I should do a special item too today.
So mine, I'm actually wearing some of them. I have a few of them. My mom made me give one to my brother, but they're my rings that I wear all the time. They were my dad's rings. When he passed, it was a few of the things that I got to keep from him. So I just kind of wear them with me. I kind of feel like his energy is there and his power. So I feel like it kind of, and it's like I'm just so used to them now. I've been wearing them for so many years that it's just like a part of me now, you know? I don't feel like no one really notices my hands, but like one day someone will be like, don't you wear rings usually? But yeah.
I really like those rings too.
Yeah, these are just two of them. I have two other ones. One's a Puerto Rican flag, and one's a thing that says it's like a black stone or whatever, and it says dad on the side of it. Someone asked me, I was wearing it one time, someone's like, are you a dad? I was like, no. I was like, these are my dads.
That's touching, bro. My special item. So my special item is new. This is from my trip from Cali, and I got one for my mom too. My mom's has my grandma's birthstone, and mine has my mom's and my birthstone because we were born in the same month. We'll just say it signifies that we'll always be together no matter what. Thank you guys. I appreciate you watching. Thank you, Vic, for sitting here and listening to me rant for 2 hours.
Thanks for having me, I guess.
You guys won't see the full 2 hours, but I felt like it was most important to really hone in on what this year has brought, what this year has taught me. And like I said, I didn't feel right doing this episode with anybody else but him. So thank you guys for watching. That's going to be all for Sad Boy Radio, episode 33. End of the year episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And keep on watching, man. We got a lot coming. Peace out.
This is Sad Boy Radio.